which everyone likes or is fascinated with. What is this? Oh, it's a baby. Wow, great answer. It's NICU. Okay. What is this called as? It's a incubator. Yes, right. What is the function here in वो baby को क्यों रखा गया है? So is it like only in cases of preborn babies? Only? Let me give you an actual, I would say, answer or a perspective on this. What is an incubator and why do we keep the newborn babies, as you said, NICU mein, in the incubators? 9 months tak, baby is safe in the womb of mother, in the full safe zone basically, like, you know, not exposed to the cruel world, bacteria, fungus, virus, so many, the air pollution and all actually, like, you know. Unless we have, like, you know, so in the movie 3 Idiots, वो फरहान के जो पापा थे ना, वो जैसे ही बेबी आ गया उन्होंने बोल दिया मेरा बेटा इंजीनियर बनेगा, right? Unless we have someone like that, the baby is actually exposed to the harsh environmental conditions. What does an incubator do? It prepares the baby to be exposed. So it is like a transition from mother's womb to the external environmental conditions. Why am I discussing this? Any wild guesses? Huh? Huh? Okay, okay. More or less, think instead of the baby, it's your idea which you want to take.
So idea into product.
Ideas conversion into the market wherein you have to actually get it. I would say marketed. You have to generate the revenue out of it as such. That's what is expected. Now, incubator or here, that's where the incubation center concept came into. Basically, incubation centers are those places which need to ensure the idea जो translate हो रहा है business में और startup में, वो that idea gets proper environment, proper mentoring, so that when the students go out that point of time, they are able to face those situations, those ideas. Okay. Now I'll tell you how it practically works, why an incubation center is required.
But I think not each idea can be converted into a product, so we need to check the feasibility of that idea.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. That's what the incubation center also does as such. Now, what happens? Okay. Most of the faculties or I would say the professors come to me with a very simple question. Sir, मेरे को अपना startup बनाना है. What should I do? कहाँ register करूँ? Startup India के पोर्टल पे, यूनिवर्सिटी के ऑफिस में, गवर्नमेंट के ऑफिस, क्या करूँ? What is the process to start a new venture? Only commerce graduates know it. What's the answer to this? What is the procedure to start a new venture or business? हमें एक आई वांट टू स्टार्ट अ न्यू वेंचर और अ न्यू बिजनेस और अ न्यू स्टार्टअप, व्हाट इज द प्रोसेस, मुझे रजिस्ट्रेशन कहाँ करना है? स्टार्टअप नॉट, इट्स नॉट मैंडेटरी. That's a very later stage. I'll tell you my experience. I'm a first generation entrepreneur. At the age of 36, I left the job and I started my own. The very first question was this. And the second question is, what is the type of, I would say, venture I would have actually. Okay, so a commerce graduate in 11th, 12th or BCom, like, you know, they study something called as, and everyone knows these terms, proprietorship, partnership firm, LLP, private limited company, public limited company. अब मैंने options बताए, which one is best suited for you? How are you going to decide? सर मेरे को अपने थीसिस का समझ में नहीं आता, जो मैंने प्रोडक्ट पे काम किया हुआ है, ये क्या पूछ रहे हो आप? But this is the fundamental, very basic question. Any organization, भले वो एप्पल कंपनी क्यों ना हो या फिर आपका ये लाइक यू नो यहाँ पे सामने अगर कोई पान टपरी है, चाय वाला है, उसको भी सेम क्वेश्चन आंसर करना है. What is the type of organization? Is it a proprietorship, partnership firm, LLP, private limited or public limited? What are the advantages, disadvantages, what are the expenses? These are the questions day in, day out. मैं आंसर बताते बताते थक गया. Maybe some of us who are coming from business background may know what does it mean by proprietorship or private limited company or public limited or partnership firm basically. My company, Patlex Business Solutions, is a partnership firm. So there is also another concept called as LLP, Limited Liability Partnership Firm. Most of the startups fall under LLPs. Why do they file it as a LLP and not as a partnership firm? What's the answer? We don't know. अच्छा, who does this? अब मुझे तो पता है, मुझे पार्टनरशिप फर्म रजिस्टर करना है. कहां जाएंगे? एडवोकेट डजंट डू दैट. कौन सा रजिस्ट्रार? MSBT समन्स, MSME. वो तो MSME जो like you know, so the office may have a queue. I mean, like you know, you may need to wait or you may not get all the details. सर जब हम लोग ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस करवाना है तो डायरेक्ट आरटीओ के पास नहीं जाते, राइट? मुझे नया वेंचर स्टार्ट करना है, मैं किसके पास जाऊं बताओ? पीपल कॉल मी, एक्चुअली दे फील आई एम द एक्सपर्ट. आई स्पीक ऑन एवरीथिंग. अभी तो ये हो गया है, मैम वाज आस्किंग सर आप कितना बात करते हो, कितने टाइम तक आप सेशंस ले सकते हो? आई सेड 2 days में 20 hours I have actually back to back taken the sessions and all. मैं बात करता हूँ doesn't mean I am an expert in everything, but I know from a startup perspective or a business perspective. अच्छा, किसके पास जाना है बताओ? अब मुझे बिजनेस स्टार्ट करना है, किसके पास जाना है? Who does that? Who does that? Who does that? Who does that for you? यही सब है, बट कौन करवाता है आपके लिए? Who is that agent? No, very close. मैंने ऑलरेडी हिंट दिया था आपको मेरे अभी पिछले 2 मिनट पहले. बस चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट एंड कंपनी सेक्रेटरी डज दिस. ये किसी को नहीं पता है ऑनेस्टली. नाउ थिंक ऑफ अ स्टूडेंट एट द एज ऑफ 21 एंड आई विल टेल यू, किसी भी कंपनी सेक्रेटरी या चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट के लिए ये वेरी बेसिक फंडामेंटल चीज है. 500, 1000, 1500 रुपया लेता है बस वो, जबकि हमारा वो कंपनी का ऑडिट करवाने के लिए पता नहीं कितना पैसा ले रहा है. बट सो दिस इज वेरी फंडामेंटल. अ बीकॉम ग्रेजुएट कैन डू दैट, बट ये मेरे बच्चों को नहीं पता है. व्हाट हैपेंस इज, माय फर्स्ट थिंग, मेरे को कंपनी रजिस्टर करना है. LLP करूं, पार्टनरशिप फर्म करूं, प्रोप्राइटरशिप करूं, प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी करूं. There are certain levels of restrictions, regulations. बहुत सिंपल है, 15 मिनट का सेशन एंड एवरीथिंग इज क्लियर, एवरीवन वुड नो. जैसे अभी आपको पता चल रहा है ना कि पेटेंट करना है, डिजाइन करना है, कॉपीराइट करना है, वैसे ही पता चलेगा प्रोप्राइटरशिप करना है, एलएलपी करना है, पार्टनरशिप करना है, प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी करना है. Just 15 minute session, but we are not being told, we are not being taught. हमें तो बस ये पढ़ाया जा रहा है कि फर्स्ट कैसे आना है अपने सब्जेक्ट में. This is the fundamental thing. And now think of a student going out and asking, looking for a chartered accountant or company secretary. It's like you are a techie, doesn't understand anyone from the life sciences. You have a patient, taking it to a hospital. You know कैसे गोल गोल घुमाते हैं. The same thing happens with these students, or even the faculties, I would say, or those who want to start their ventures. इसी स्टेज पे इतना डिमोटिवेशन हो जाता है, भाई ये कर क्या रहा हूं मैं, क्यों कर रहा हूं, इज इट रियली रिक्वायर्ड. थिंक ऑफ द माइंडसेट नाउ. वुड यू मूव अहेड इसी स्टेज पे? यू डोंट नो. मैं एक सीएस के पास गया, ही सेज नहीं आप प्रोप्राइटरशिप करवा लो, लाइक दीज आर द एक्सपेंसेस. दूसरा चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट के पास गया, that point of time he says no, go for private limited company, it would be helpful for you for another 100 years. What is the business? Neither CA understand nor the CS understands कि business, scientific business कैसे work होता है. A student is going, or with parents the student is going. Now think of it, a university is approaching a chartered accountant or a company secretary. University has a tie-up or a collaboration with a CA firm, or of course you have those procedures, 3 quotation ले लो, what works well, whatever is your internal procedure. But then a student comes to you tomorrow, he or she, in your cases she asks you a simple question, सर मैडम मुझे अपना बिजनेस स्टार्ट करना है, whom shall we approach? The incubation center cannot have a CA on their board, but the incubation center or university can have a tie-up with a CA, company secretary. At least अब ये होगा, those 20-30 faculties whoever are here, student अगर आता है, like you know, सर मेरे पास ये आइडिया है, मेरे पास ये डिजाइन है, whom shall I approach? Hey wait, I had heard Janvi the rock star, उसका कार्ड है मेरे पास, I'll call directly. Now at least you have heard, but now incubation center as a concept facilitates these things. Incubation center, people feel, is a 10,000 square feet area that is required. Maybe under some scheme it is mandatory by government. Incubation center basically जो बच्चों के दिमाग में ये आ रहा है ना कि मैम मेरे पास ये, मैं क्या करूं आगे, किसके पास जाऊं? The answer therein is incubation center. Incubation center means I'm working with Sign, IIT Bombay, I'm working with SIBA, I'm working with certain incubators. उनके पास आईपी का कुछ भी क्वेरी आता है, they are forwarding it to me. Why is it so? They believe me, they trust me कि I'll give them a genuine, unbiased advice. When a student approaches, he is like, you know, there is a higher chance that probably he or she may not get the right kind of advice, or it may be even costly. For me as well, it makes sense. SNDT Women University, like, you know, 10,000 students hai, and I am ready to cut down the prices. Reason being ki, okay, I may get a good volume actually, I may give right, but then if a student comes, एक बच्चा यार पता नहीं आगे business आएगा कि नहीं, liable to be exploited in terms of financial exploitation. Am I correct? The university or the incubation center, basically, the way we tell the, like, you know, in the hospital incubator, basically, we are making the baby more compatible with the external environment. You have to do as an incubator the same thing. It is not about just the space. And I'll tell you, interestingly, most of the things required for a startup actually are within your ecosystem. The first thing, as I said, this is a big market for any of the startups. Actually, like, because of course, how to execute within a government ecosystem or a government university, that need to be taken. That need to be seen basically and executed it legally correctly as per the policies basically. That's important. Now, beyond this, now, as I said, some of the services, you tell me what are those services which would be required. Let's play a game. What we do randomly, I want 5 volunteers. अपनी जगह पे ही बैठ के ही खड़े भी नहीं होना है. Want to understand, let me give you an opportunity to be the businessman or businesswoman. आपको आपका खुद का business start करना है. Okay? Randomly anything, not necessarily electronics का है, pharmacy का है, cosmetic का है, कुछ भी हो. Okay? And we'll try to answer what services you would require and how institute or university or incubator can help. Sounds good? Let's play this. Okay, 5 you volunteers. Backbenchers. पीछे, I want at least the first one coming from the students actually. कोई business start करना है. I'll tell you how to earn money, girls. Legally with the business actually, like, how to do that. Yes, anyone, especially the last 2-3 rows. Of course, I'm coming to the faculties later. Yes, you're there? Wow, wonderful. What's your good name?
Swara Mandre.
Swara?
Mandre.
Okay, Swara is your name. काय business करायचा आहे?
ठरलंय actually, but
wow, wonderful. Then we can take this as a test case basically. तुम्ही याला जरा shift करा, because I think we want to focus on her now, right? And not on me. Okay. काय business करायचा आहे? And I'll help you in next 15-20 minutes how you actually, and this is exactly a incubation center need to do basically. Yes, please.
Means मला कार्सचे पार्ट्स वगैरे असतात ना, त्याच्या बाबतीत बिझनेस करायचा.
So carsचे जे parts आहेत, you want to sell them.
Yeah.
So you want to procure them and then sell them basically, right? Okay, chalo, wonderful. That's first. Someone write it for me, please. I need a volunteer. Swara, car spare parts business. Okay? Next. Any other student? Anyone else? Anyone else is interested? देखो बच्चों, हार्श रियलिटी, मैंने जैसे बोला 30 स्टेट्स घुमा हूं इधर उधर, जॉब्स तो है नहीं, बहुत कम जॉब्स है, हैवी कंपटीशन है. जैसे मैंने वो मुंबई यूनिवर्सिटी टॉपर का एग्जांपल बोला था, राइट? तो बिजनेस इज द बेस्ट थिंग. आई विल टेल यू द एडवांटेजेस. यस, कम ऑन. कोई है? या व्हाट्स योर नेम?
Karisha Sharma. Karisha Sharma.
I couldn't hear the first name.
Karisha.
Karisha. Sorry, that's the Gen Z name. Yeah. Okay. What business do you want to do?
A safety secure vault business. Vaults होते हैं ना?
Oh God. Safety? What does that mean?
Vaults, lockers. Godrej के lockers होते हैं वैसे?
हाँ.
वैसे.
तो वो lockers अब मैन्युफैक्चर करना चाहते हो या बेचना चाहते हो?
Manufacture.
Manufacturing, that's wonderful. Right. Okay. Sorry, I'm like not Gen Z. I'm not Gen Z. अभी भी मुझे डर लग रहा है मैं कुछ गलत ना बोलूं, इसलिए I'll tell you, like this is the second participant. Safety vaults business manufacturing में. The first one is into procuring and selling. This is manufacturing. Come on. अभी थोड़ा सा फैकल्टी भी कंट्रीब्यूट कर दे. Yes sir, please.
The processes and up to the optimum level. Certain process, for example, the welding technology is concerned.
Which technology?
Welding technology.
Welding, okay.
Resistance spot welding.
हाँ
For the resistance force welding, the car body, there's a lot of applications.
हाँ
And by considering, suppose I have done the experimentation for the thickness of 1.25 mm.
हाँ
For that, the current rating is 150 amperes.
हाँ
If certain small scale industry, if anybody wants to more than the thickness, then what
हाँ
is the current rating, or the if it is a less thickness, if it is a 0.7
हाँ
mm, then accordingly the current height should be adjusted. But the persons who are handling that particular shop or a small scale industry is concerned, so that is not that much aware. So from that point of view, the technical aspect point of view, I would like to work with such kind of idea along with.
परफेक्ट साउंड्स गुड बेचना क्या चाहते हो ये बताओ सर पहले इतना मेरे को आधी चीजें बाहर गई ऊपर से गई I could understand and I know what it is called exactly. I know the term, but I want to have it from you, sir. Basically, आप अपने टेक्निक सुनिए ना सर, एक ब्रॉडली आप दुनिया का सबसे इजीएस्ट बिजनेस करना चाहते हो, which is called as a consulting business. Correct? मतलब you want to be an advisor with lesser risk to these people, right? मेरा जो technical expertise, आपका जो भी technical expertise है, and that's a business.
That's
and
right, sir.
Why I'm saying lesser risk? Reason being कि investment zero है. Firstly, secondly, जो भी होगा वो client का होगा. कंसल्टेंट हमेशा पैसा कमाएगा, जो भी होगा तुम्हारे इन्वेंशन का होगा, पेटेंट एजेंट तो हमेशा पैसा कमाएगा. दैट्स अ ग्रेट करियर एक्चुअली.
सर मटेरियल ज्यादा वेस्ट नहीं होगा वो मैं. हाँ
सर आपका वो एक्सपर्टीज है. इनफैक्ट दिस इज अ क्लासिक एग्जांपल व्हाट हैपेंस व्हेन अ साइंटिस्ट वांट्स टू डू बिजनेस. वो अपने टेक्निकल एस्पेक्ट से बाहर ही नहीं निकल रहे, वो एम्पियर मिली एम्पियर सेंटीमीटर से बाहर ही निकलने नहीं चाहते. Consulting business is the term in terms of business. We have one who is the first one who is into actually sales or procure करके sale करेगा. We have a manufacturer, वो manufacturer को कुछ नहीं पता है करके सर उनको consulting देंगे. That's the third business. Come on, fourth one. Anyone else? नहीं तो मैं yeah, please. What's your good name? Okay.
My name is Hilonisha. So I am thinking to, manufacture diagnostic kits, which is more accurate, which helps in diagnosis, of course.
So healthcare industry,
Yeah,
diagnostic,
healthcare.
you want to manufacture it?
Yes.
Okay, prepare on you. So we have two manufacturers now. So you have more business, sir. Consultant का business इसलिए ज़्यादा होता है कि for two people, multiple people, many a times, what happens with us is we are service firm, we are also into consulting. हमारे clients से ज़्यादा बड़ा business हमारा हो जाता है. Actually, these things happen. So we have what is the fourth one? Anyone else? Fifth one. Yes, ma'am. Please. What's your good name?
My name is Hiral.
Yeah.
I am from fashion field. So I want to do something with smart textiles.
Smart
textiles, that is combining technology to fabrics.
Use of technology in fabric.
Yes, combining. For example, we have glow in dark kind of fabrics and all that. So those are basically smart textiles. So something on that line.
So, okay. A simple question is, you want it in the consulting business or you want to be a manufacturer?
I'll develop.
You would develop and someone else should sell it.
No, I'll develop my own thing and I'll sell my own thing.
Okay, so end-to-end business आप करना चाहते हो, right? That's the thing. So we got 5. Anyone else? मेरा दिल बहुत बड़ा है. 5 से ज़्यादा businesses को भी मैं help कर सकता हूँ. Training as a okay. So you want to be I would say into the coaching industry basically. I would call it as or. Oh, so you are helping, again, a consulting business for compliances, let's call it. So you are, okay, so, okay. It is training plus consulting. You are like, you can call it like, आप वही करना चाहते हो जो मैं पेटेंट में कर रहा हूँ, ट्रेन भी कर रहा हूँ, पेटेंट फाइलिंग भी कर रहा हूँ, exactly similar thing. Okay, what's your good name now? Vaishali. Yeah. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am, please.
Hello. So I want to manufacture the chairs with the technology and with a compact design, so the people should stay maintained, and same I can carry, because in the train, in the rush hours, we do not get the seat.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so you want to do some research, actually, like, and then come up with a product and manufacture karke sell out. You don't want to manufacture.
Yes, manufacture as well.
Manufacturing karke sales karna hai. Absolutely correct. Okay, now we got, anyone else? I think this is 6th, right? Anyone else? किसी और को कुछ business में interest है ऐसे, like, No one? I'll take these 6 volunteers with me. I think someone has written the names and the businesses. मुझे याद नहीं रहेगा. I'm like 40 plus, सब भूल जाता हूँ actually मैं. Consultancy, manufacturing. I'm missing one. So the diagnostic kits, yeah. Okay. Now, common things. The first problem we resolved कि आपको business क्या करके, proprietorship करके करना है, partnership firm करके करना है, LLP करना है. This is the first problem that need to be resolved. That I told you, you were not aware. Am I correct? You were not aware, right? Now, second question, second problem is you want to start. Of course, now I also told you, company secretary या CS chartered accountant के पास जाओ. They give you package in 15 to 20,000 to register everything. What all the contents are there, I'll tell you in that. Second thing, the fundamental question all these businesses would have is what would be the name for the business? And how are you going to decide the name for the business? Let's start with the first one. That's यही है, right? And how does the incubation center help? That I'll also tell you. And this is expected from an incubation center. First advice for Gen Z people, like, unless you are committed, don't put your partner's name in the business, actually, either as a name or as a partner, I would say, right? Unless you are pretty much sure about the commitment for the entire life. Okay, that's one advice. And but let's come back to the name part. How are you gonna name your company? Oh, you can't use the word private limited unless it's a private limited. You can't name it LLP unless it is LLP. We have decided already. Okay, in your case, it's a procuring and selling. It can be kind of a shop. It can be a proprietorship. So at many places, on many shops, you see pro written before. When I was a kid, I always used to call, "Ye professor kyun bech raha hai?" That is a proprietor. Proprietorship is the basic kind of, I would say, registration, which just requires, someone had said that, Shop Act. Right? आपको अलग registration की जरूरत नहीं है. You can take payment on your own names, basically. You don't need a separate PAN card or all, right? In your case, if it's a manufacturing, right? In case of manufacturing, it can go for partnership firm or LLP. So you can choose any name, basically, which doesn't have any basic problems, like, in a specific area, if you are selling, जो fundamental rules हम किसी अपने बच्चे के नाम के लिए रखने के लिए सोचते हैं, more or less similar, you can think and actually have the name for that business. That's the reason shops के नाम generalized होते हैं, right? Now, in your case, how are you going to select the name of your business?
I would keep it something relatable that people, when they hear about it, they understand what my business is about.
Perfect. Now I'll tell you the problem with me. The problem with me is that The more generalized you are, you can't get a trademark. The more generalized you are, you can't get a trademark. Why the hell on earth I'll keep the name of my company as Pat Lex? My wife had told, oh, keep it Shreya, Shreyasi meri beti ka naam hai. The more generalized, yeah, absolutely. But a Pat Lex, you can, so, okay, now this is a problem. The more generalized you are, you can't get a trademark first. Second thing, if you are registering it as a LLP, partnership firm is absolutely fine. Even in that case, when you go to the company of registrar, they have a list available. वो नाम किसी और का है तो आपको नहीं मिलता है. It's not like the way we have, probably Shreya, or there are certain names, Rahul, Sachin are common. There can be so many Rahul Joshi, Rahul Kulkarni. That's fine. But businesses mein identity alag hai. That's your company identity. Company register. Now the CS does exactly same thing for you. He checks the names available, right? Actually, and then he gives you the right names. आप ये बोल के नहीं जा सकते कि मुझे ये नाम चाहिए. He says, okay, give us 2-3 options. What is available? We'll actually tell you as such. That's how the name is selected. In case of consulting, both the consulting cases mein, you may not need a name as well. When I started, you can work as a consultant independently. Rather, I'll tell you, in consultancy, you don't need name. Reason being, your technical expertise is key for the business. आपके नाम पे ही business आएगा, right? Therein it doesn't matter much as such. Now, one thing is the name registration at the company registrar. The second thing is, let's say, whether can you use the name Reliance? Why? TM है किसी का, तो वो भी CS चेक करता है, कंपनी सेक्रेटरी चेक करता है, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट चेक करता है. उसके पैकेज में TM सर्च, ट्रेडमार्क रजिस्ट्रेशन भी आता है. द कंपनी सेक्रेटरी का 15,000 का पैकेज है, तो उसमें क्या क्या आता है? नेम, ट्रेडमार्क सर्च, ट्रेडमार्क रजिस्ट्रेशन, PAN card, GST, these are the mandatory things. You know what? Do you know what kind of bank account you need for business? Current account? Are you sure, each one of you? In your case, it's not required. It can be a bank savings account as well. For consultancy, it's absolute. ये fundamentals है. ये CACS को पूछो. They are in a position to actually very easily tell you basically. ठीक है? Now, and as I said, just 15 minutes में इतने सारे concepts clear हो रहे हैं. You have a session with a CACS who is connected with the university. They can tell you everything about starting a business basically. Okay, सबके नाम fix हो गए दिमाग में. Let's move ahead, and let us try to understand the requirements basically. First, what is the first requirement for all businesses? No. इनको तो पता है, इन्होंने मार्केट सर्वे किया है, इसीलिए ये बिजनेसेस सेलेक्ट किए. What is the next thing now? In your case, manufacturers cases, you need some funds, right? Where do you get those funds from? In your case, you don't need funds. That's the reason consulting is the easiest business. क्या है ना, दूसरों का नुक्स निकालना और दूसरों को एडवाइस देना बहुत इजी है. जब उसके पैसे मिले तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है सर. Ask me, exactly doing the same stuff, right? Now, you need funds. Where would these? Acha, how much is the amount of money that is required? How do you project it basically? Kitna funds like for even a consultant? What would be the fund required actually? You would at least need the way it works is you would at least need a laptop and internet connection, and sir retire होने के बाद like I understand your perspective now, like about to get retired, so we'll have a consultancy. That's what everyone. I'll tell you an interesting stuff. पिछले 5 साल में इंडिया में consulting industry booming है. Industry नहीं, numbers wise. क्यों पता है? जितने लोग job छोड़ रहे हैं वो consulting में ही आ रहे हैं. जिनके jobs जा रहे हैं, I think 10% of the workforce Infosys is firing. That was the news. Most of them would be either in coaching industry or the consulting industry. There are more experts giving advice rather than compared to the number of people need advice. Right? Now, funds required. You would require funds to visit the clients, right? So you would need an idea about estimate of funds basically. The different types of license. In your case, you would need different license. Maybe in your case, you would need different license. But ये हमें बताएगा कौन? Incubation center में कोई ऐसा होगा नहीं, but incubation center can connect to the right person as such, who is, of course, when we are dealing as a university, this happened for this program only, when we were struggling to have the chief guest on day 1 actually, like, and that point of time, I think Sachin sir mentioned, Vinod sir, शायद से कि अरे त्यांचा नंबर घे, मी कॉल करतो ना. SNDT यूनिवर्सिटी के बिहाफ पे कोई कॉल कर रहे तो कोई मना करेगा क्या? नहीं करेगा. मैं कॉल कर रहा था, वो फोन नहीं उठा रहे थे, सर ने कॉल किया, रेस्पॉन्स आ गया, he delegated it to someone. That's the difference. I'm a practitioner, I'm a student, I'm a business, no one is gonna entertain me. You are a university, everyone is gonna entertain you. Am I correct? That's what an incubator does. Create that ecosystem. Incubation center is an ecosystem जहां पे आंसर किसी चीज का नहीं है, बट ये आंसर देने वाला कौन है वो पता है. That's what incubation center does. You don't need 10,000 square feet space basically. So there is a concept called virtual incubation. मतलब सिर्फ वेबसाइट के थ्रू. What it has is the website. Nowadays we know, like, website virtual incubator है. There is a trademark query. Oh, that comes directly to me. I'm connected with that incubator. Right? Okay. आपका funds. In fact, incubation center. So we have this concept. Of course, we have seen Shark Tank. Most of us, the girls, right? Shark Tank देखा है? कैसे हम pitch कर रहे हैं? कैसे वो invest कर रहे हैं? पैसे दे रहे हैं? How to reach there? Now let's not think of Shark Tank. Let's think of local people who are willing to invest. How to reach there? Now incubation center. I think we were supposed to have someone from BioRiddle, but BioRiddle से कोई आ रहा है sir, Vinod sir? Huh? Because that's the incubation center at KG Somaiya, right? Now they are the one. Huh? Exactly, that's what I said. Now, the incubation center helps everyone actually to create that ecosystem. I'll tell you why I'm saying job ka problem hai. I'll tell you one practical problem as a businessman, as a company owner I have. I have been speaking with so many of you faculties. You would have seen Janvi is my employee, Dhanashri is my employee, Hasti is my, she recently left us, but she's associated with us. Isn't that a great team? I've been told this thing since last 3-4 days. I'll tell you the fundamental biggest problem every venture has is with respect to getting the right people. And getting those right people, a university can do very well compared to me as an individual. In fact, the way I say, students से job नहीं है, मैं बोलता हूँ मेरे को अच्छे बच्चे नहीं मिल रहे, there is a mismatch, right? Investors are saying अच्छे startups नहीं है, अच्छी ideas नहीं है, and the startup owners say नहीं हमें funding नहीं मिल रहा है. No, there is a lack of matchmaking. Why is it? Because we are probably thinking of just Shark Tank. Do you need a Shark Tank for a consulting business? Absolutely no. You don't need an investment of crores. I was sitting with an investor. He asked me, when are you going for actually the investment? हमें investment का concept unfortunately ये बताया गया कि हमें पैसा मिलता है. Wait a minute. आज भी मैं अपने पापा से 10 रुपया मांगता हूं तो he asked me किस लिए चाहिए? No one is fooled to invest in your business just because idea is great. No, they want return on that. They want return on that. आपकी idea पे उनको return चाहिए. That's when they would invest. Now, an incubation center can actually, and I'll tell you, with most of the incubators, be it ICT, be it at IIT Bombay, be it at IIM Ahmedabad, be it at BioRiddle, most of the times, the investors are alumnus, ex-students. SNDT University, 100 years old, सब जगह लिखा है, सब जगह, there are so many students who are doing so great. Won't they be putting their money actually, are you aware of the fact that Mukesh Bhai Ambani put 100 CR into ICT's infrastructure recently? 100 CR for infrastructure? 100 years में हमारा यूनिवर्सिटी इतना तो अच्छा होगा, कुछ तो अच्छा किया होगा, कोई तो अच्छे बिजनेसमैन बिजनेसवुमेन होंगे, और राइट सो इंक्यूबेशन. अब मैं स्टूडेंट करके जाता हूं अपने एलिमनस के पास to fetch funding or to pitch, probably they are not entertaining. Go as a university, go as an incubation center, they are going to entertain you. That's what incubation center's job is, to facilitate the things. That's the next thing. Investment. Problem resolve कर रहा हूं मैं. At least some of you are understanding it. मैं problem आपको direction दे रहा हूं how to do that. Next you have investment, आपने manufacturing भी start किया. What is the next thing that you require for your business, all of your businesses? Someone said that. Marketing. How is it gonna do? How it can be done basically. Now let's come one by one. For your business is very restricted. Let's say एक ऐसी जगह पे आपने shop open किया है जहाँ पे of course आप अगर if you start your business in Santa Cruz, probably you don't want to market it in outside city or other places, right? Locally, you know it restricted. It can be done with the traditional ways as such. Let's say, let's think of diagnostic kits as a business, right? There is a regulation. Marketing is not allowed. Marketing is B2B, let's say, go to doctors, that's a different thing. For a consulting kind of business, how can the marketing be done? You take the database, उसको पैसे देके database ले लो, and then you start pitching, right? Never works. Next, I'll tell you how I generated business. Someone said that? Social media, digital marketing, advertisement through that. Actually, till date, I haven't spent a single penny on marketing. Till date, I haven't spent a single, I'm into consulting business, not spent a single penny. Acha, at least we guys understand that हमें digital marketing is required for certain businesses. Who can do better than these young girls who are there in thousands of numbers right here? Take it as an asset. What we are doing, हमारे पास क्या नहीं है वो देख रहे हैं. Am I correct? मेरे पास funds नहीं है, मेरे पास funds नहीं है. Come on, you have an asset of 10,000 or whatever students. इनमें से 100 तो digital media influencers भी होंगे. Am I correct? कौन से domain में है is a different. But कहीं ना कहीं इनमें से कुछ influencers होंगे. They can do better advertising of your business. 44, 45 years old, I can't do digital media marketing. I don't feel like being a rock star. But I can have someone like Janvi who can sell my business more than me. We are into consulting, we are into services. Okay, the biggest problem, I would say, of course, now at least you know your incubation cell would have a social media team who is handling not only ये सब जो चल रहा है अभी YouTube पे जा रहा है, आपके सोशल मीडिया हैंडल पे जा रहा है, वो तो कर रही है, बियॉन्ड दैट ये स्टार्टअप्स के लिए कर रही है. इंटरनल टीम, they are the student, they are happy, they are getting at least some money, some recognition, some certificate, they are happy, it is adding a value. Indirectly, actually they are also creating business. Two-way हो रहा है, right? These social media influencers, the so-called जो reels बनाते हैं, YouTubers है, Instagram पे है, like they are also earning money. They are also, you are giving them a direction to think of business within the ecosystem. That can be done. I'll tell you how and consulting business के लिए बहुत, my entire business depends on just one thing, my technical abilities, how I resolve your problem. How should I reach them then? The very first thing we did when I started the business is we started a YouTube channel. Okay? Sir के इतना बड़ा नहीं है, but we have 6,000 subscribers. Sir के इतना बड़ा इसलिए नहीं है मैं बोल रहा हूँ because sir has lot of resources here. आप sir कितने साल से हो sir यहाँ पे यूनिवर्सिटी में? 25 years. कितने students गए हैं? अगर मैं हर 5%, 1% भी pitching करूँ तो कितना? And I think students are happy to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I don't think. अच्छा किया था, वो तो थर्ड पार्टी मार्केटिंग हो रहा है. सर डोंट वरी, एग्जाम आपका सारा फॉर्मेलिटीज हो गया ना. जानवी वुड सेंड एन इनवॉइस टू यू कि मैंने मार्केटिंग किया था, इसका पैसा दे दो करके. Students can do that. Incubation center can facilitate it. Actually, that's pretty much possible. My YouTube channel gives me revenue. Actually, it is already monetized few years back. It's not कभी like कभी 1 rupee मिलता है, कभी 2 rupees per day की बात चल रही है, right? Maximum in a day we got is 100 rupees. But leave it. Okay.
He has a YouTube channel which is having around 25,000 subscribers.
Fine. What's the content?
Content is this doctorate probably is in the environment के ऊपर, तो किसानों के लिए he runs a channel to tell about.
So that's also can be a business which can be incubated at your incubation center. सारे incubation centers बोलते हैं इतना hackathon करो, इतना event करो, बच्चे आते ही नहीं है आइडिया लेके. Why do you need to go to students? आपका librarian कर पा रहा है तो. Why can't you have it as an independent venture or a business as a faculty? Just wait for a few years and you have these Gen Zs as faculties sitting here. They would ask the same things to you. What answers do we have? Our incubation center actually need to do this to help them facilitate their things. Okay, I was telling about the YouTube channel. It's not about number of subscribers. It's not about number of views. I'll tell you how it actually helps my business. I run patent agent training program, I think, जिसका भी pitching directly, indirectly मेरे बच्चों ने बहुत अच्छे से किया है in last 3-4 days. I was speaking to sir कि this event was about pitching ourselves as a team, what we do actually. हम आके patent पढ़ा के जा सकते थे. Now you know we do patent agent training class, we do conduct these programs. जानवी को किसी ने communication skills के lectures के लिए बुलाया है. There are n number of things we are doing. This is indirect branding, indirect marketing. Okay. For my patent agent training program, I charge 15 to 20,000 rupees fees. I have one of my, I would say, I would call it as a kind of a key video on my YouTube channel, which is there since 5 years. During these 5 years, at least 100 students have approached me just after watching that video. How do I teach about the patent agent training program? आपका consulting business है? We started YouTube channel to promote the consulting business. at a point after 5 years, जो मैं पे करके करने वाला था, I would have paid to a social media agency that मेरा promote करो content, वो मुझे तो मैं खुद मेरा इंटरनल टीम या हम खुद कर रहे हैं, बट वो जो प्रमोशन करना उससे भी पैसे आ रहे हैं और मेरा एक्चुअल बिजनेस में भी एक्चुअली इट्स हेल्पिंग, राइट? नाउ फॉर कंसल्टिंग कंपनी द बिगेस्ट चैलेंज इज आई डोंट वांट टू पुट मनी, मेरे पास इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं है. No one puts money into service sector businesses unless they are scalable through tech basically. ठीक है? प्रोडक्ट के केसेस में you would have difference. And of course, honestly, let me be honest with you, I was not expecting a diagnostic kit. What was that yours? The first one? Car spare parts. What was yours? I was not expecting. I was expecting jewelry, the cosmetics. I was at least expecting one student or faculty saying, मेरे को पानी पूरी बेचने का बहुत मन करता है. Isn't it a great idea actually? Right? That's a simple business. That's what you actually want to do. Right? Now, incubation center. So I was expecting this. Maybe I had more content for that, but I mean, the university setup is so serious. Everyone is thinking of actually genuine big businesses, like consulting sir ने जो भी अपना पूरा I would say इतने सालों का experience है वही use करना है, कुछ अपने इससे बाहर निकल के करना नहीं है, right? Sir, wait. Okay, that's an interesting perspective, and that's what the mindset which need to be broken first. क्यों जरूरी है, क्यों जरूरी है कि मैंने जो पढ़ाई की है वही मैं करूं? Education is a like
एकच मिनिट, सॉरी तुम्हाला मी डिस्टर्ब करते. काय आहे माहितीये का याच्यामध्ये, एक समाजामध्ये जेव्हा आपण राहतो आणि क्वालिफाईड एखादी व्यक्ती असते त्या डोमेनमध्ये, आणि जर आता फॉर एक्झाम्पल मी इंजिनिअरिंग बॅकग्राऊंडची आहे आणि मला जेवायला पण आवडतं, बनवायला पण आवडतं, तर मी जर त्या डोमेनमध्ये काही केलं तर सहज एक कॉमेंट येते, मग इंजिनिअरिंग कशाला केलं, असं आहे ना. हा एक पर्स्पेक्टिव्ह आहे.
ओके क्लास, I have heard this for last 20 years. I've heard this, maybe like I have my junior, probably that point of time, no, hey, patent काय असतं? I'll tell you, when I say patent agent and I am from pharma, oh, you're a patient agent? Yeah, actually I'm hearing this. I'm doing my business in Latur since last 8 years. आपल्या इथं टेक्नॉलॉजी the engineering institute मध्ये शितोळे sir आहेत, professor who is from Latur. Actually he visited my office some point of time, like so no one knows what I do actually, no one is bothered, they don't know. That's absolutely fine. मेरा business वहाँ से काफी अच्छा चल रहा है, that's fine. Are we okay? Is it just a peer pressure because of which if you are doing business, don't do the business? You need to break the mindset. You have the expertise. See. That's what I am saying. एक मिनट, रुको. The mindset with which you are after doing engineering, मैंने यही करना, ये negative mindset है. मेरा ये expertise है करके मैं ये नहीं ये करना है. That's a positive mindset. Why do you think so? Maybe we are biased. Probably what you are good at, you don't know probably. Ma'am, the way she said, I am pretty confident she can prepare those laddus or whatever really well. No, see. Wait a minute. I think we are, okay, I think Gen Zs would agree on this at least, that what others say doesn't matter. As long as I'm getting business, I am successful. No one is bothered. Actually, the external factors come the moment you have external. See, ma'am, in that case, in fact, ma'am, 4 दिन से जो डिस्कशन में हम इतनी बार 3 इडियट्स की बात कर रहे हैं, वो इसीलिए कर रहे हैं. माइंडसेट वहां पे, why does an engineer need to be a photographer or a blogger? Isn't it? It's just a movie, maybe a live exam. No one knows what is patent. Of course, that point of time, probably I started. Okay, ma'am, I am from pharma, doing this patent nonsense stuff. I am happy. I am earning more than what is required for basic fundamental requirements of my family. They are happy. My Saisha, my daughter, 5-year-old daughter, is very happy. She says that actually she knows the form 1, 2, 3, 5, 26. I've started grooming, I would say, और वो हमारे normal conversation में होता है actually. There is a big advantage of being in business. अब जो बता रहे हो, if you want to shift the business to the next generation, आपके expertise के basis पे जो है, that may not be possible. But आपके passion के basis पे तो there is a higher chance that that passion is even in your next genes or next generations as well, right? So business, of course, it's said and it is true that आपका, but then जहाँ expertise है वहाँ करो, that's fine. Okay, I think we are diverting from topic. Let's come back to the basics. तो हम लोग कहाँ पे थे? Marketing पे. कौन सा कहाँ पे क्या marketing required है? Gen Zs can do really well. Investment हो गया, marketing हो गया, registration हो गया. What may be, I would say, the next problem basically. So basically the incubation center is not about that 3, 4, 5, 10,000 square feet space that's required for the funds from government. किसी DST का, MSME का वो चाहिए तो what is expected is you need to provide that basic infrastructure with respect to ये fundamentals problems के साथ ही start हो रहा है. शायद से before this session you would have required a month to resolve these queries. Probably an incubation center can do it in a minute, in a like, you know, and that's how I'm telling you, go to any incubation center. There are just 3, 4 like, you know, one person who would be always bald, as in of my age almost, who is kind of a CEO, that's what they call it, as an incubation center. Go to any incubation center. If you want to visit, I'll arrange it for you. Good incubation centers, actually. And then there will be those 2, 3 crazy Gen Z people or someone who are in their 20s. If they think, यार मैं तो engineer हूँ, मैं क्या करूँगा incubation center में? If you don't do, someone else would definitely do that, who is more crazy, who is more passionate about. So for me, business वो करो जो passion है. I'll tell you my case only. I'm a passionate teacher. That's why I am in a position to teach for 20 hours in 2 days offline, ऐसे करके, like, you know. But I remember when I was in 3rd year B.Pharm, हमारे ना principal Dr. Satish Bhise sir ने बोला, तो you choose teaching as a career, Vijay. You can teach really very well actually. But I'll tell you one thing. मुझे पता है मेरा passion, but I never wanted to be a teacher. What is the reason? Because a teacher is doing everything except teaching. Am I correct? Everything except teaching का pressure आ रहा है. No, ma'am. I am a passionate teacher. मैं अपने boss को नहीं बोल रहा, मेरे को नहीं चाहिए तुम्हारा criteria 5. Can you say that? There
This year we decided we first will focus on teaching, because what happens is lot of activities goes along, and what you said is also correct.
Sir, let me tell you one thing. It's not about SND. Been working with so many government So many government universities, government institutions, everyone is understaffed. Government has stopped funds, kind of like new recruitments to some extent. Understaffed है, overexposed है, सब चीजें आपने ही करना है. Administrative responsibilities आता है. No, I am a passionate teacher. I like when my student understands what I am teaching. अच्छा, what am I teaching? I'll tell you, ma'am. मेरा profile day 1 पे पढ़ा गया था. Probably you may not have heard that point of time. It was the first introduction of mine. I have taught to 5th, 6th standard school students about IP. I have taught the CEOs of the company about IP. Startup community को मैंने lawyers को IP पढ़ाया है. मैंने 20 school graduates को IP पढ़ाया है. मैंने I would say of course colleges, faculties, everyone. I'll tell you what is called as a sweet revenge. हम लोग pharmacy. How many of you are from pharma? 1, 2. Okay, we have this one negative thought in our minds. Actually, throughout our life, we have this one thing. All of us prepare for medical. We don't get admission to medical, come to pharmacy. Okay, that's the harsh truth. A sweet revenge. I have taught doctors about IP. Medical college, GMC में जाके मैंने IP पढ़ाया. I have taught dentists. I had a wonderful session with a MGM University of Health Sciences. Dentists को मैंने IP पढ़ाया. I am passionate about teaching, ma'am. This is what I call teaching, making the changes in the lives of, they don't know about this. Okay, I have got 150 students qualifying patent agent exam. I don't know. मैं जहाँ पे भी जाता हूँ किसी भी event में, at least one student comes and say, sir, I actually, because video lectures में मेरा सिर्फ video on है, I don't know, one of you may be my student. Actually, they come to me, sir, I have learned this from you, and I have actually helped at least 20 students start their own business. This is what I call teaching and the impact. Teaching, यहाँ पे syllabus मैं decide कर रहा हूँ. I know what is impactful in the market. There is no one else who is deciding my syllabus. I know, okay, as a teacher, of course, ma'am के बारे में हम ज़्यादा बात नहीं करेंगे. I understand you are a passionate teacher and you can say no for all administrative activity. But कभी मैम इतने साल में कभी ऐसा लगा है क्या? मैं ये क्यों पढ़ा रहा हूँ? इसका तो कुछ implication, impact ही नहीं है market में. बाहर जाने के बाद students का like कभी ऐसे हुआ है एक चैप्टर लाइफ में, एक चैप्टर, एक सब्जेक्ट लाइफ में, इसका तो कुछ है. मेरे को आज तक समझ exactly what. But then I think, ma'am, I think again, you are a passionate teacher. You have that courage to say no to the administrative activities. That's fine. But I think for most of the faculties, and मुझे लगा, no, I don't have that guts to say no. विनोद सर ने 4 दिन बुलाया मुझे, all the way वाशी से drive करके आ रहा हूँ. चारों दिन, like you know, it's becoming difficult. But then yes, I can't say no. मेरे को मेरे बॉस ने बोल दिया, विजय, 7 क्राइटेरिया देख ले NAC के 7 दिन में. I am happy to do that. Okay, I am speaking on startup, I am speaking on entrepreneurship, I am teaching pharma, I am teaching IP. So, जो diversity है ना, from the impact perspective, I believe I have achieved what I wanted. I feel जो मेरा passion था, now it is converted into business. So not my strengths, my education, but also my passion, actually. One question here in is, ma'am, coming back to answer, like, you know, the situation. Once you get retired, that point of time, would you be still wanting a business which is connected to your business domain, or would you be comfortable that point of time to do any business? Because उसके बाद तो आपका career खत्म हो चुका है, आपका qualification is, like, you know, right there. But then let's think of from a business perspective कि नहीं, there is a situation because of which मुझे business करना mandatory है. What would you choose that point of time? So I think external factors is one, maybe need, passion, all these things are important as well. Incubation Center gives all these perspectives through the so-called, I would say, mentoring, through these consultants in fact, incubation centers are doing great job in terms of not only identifying जो हमने यहाँ पे सीखा था, the idea generation thing, basically herein, ये तो कर रहे हैं. इसके beyond investments लेके आ रहे हैं. They are helping the startups to get the right kind of investment, or let's say they are also helping in terms of taking these ahead in terms of mentoring. What kind of mentoring? So look at these IP business services. What is a startup registration? In case of diagnostic kits, I would say one of the major things would be export facilitation. Startup kits can, global market hai. For her product, probably it's a local market. For the diagnostic kit, it's a global market. Incubation center needs to provide this simple, बहुत easy है export facilitation, export का जो license लगता है, that's not really big actually as such, but then हमारे लिए वो चीजें अलग है. IP services, market research, accounting, legal services, registration and all. Financing, seed fund. Okay, how many of you have heard of Mudra loan? Mudra loan is a 10 lakh loan by government of India without any collateral for any go to any PSU bank, Canada Bank, SBI, Punjab National Bank, without any collateral you can get for your business actually. 0% interest for some specific tenure. ये चीजें हमें नहीं पता है. Incubation center has these lists actually. Right? जैसे हमने day one से कपिला बोल रहे हैं. MSME facilitation scheme, आपका business है, you get a patent for your diagnostic kit, 1 लाख patent आपके patent का पूरा reimbursement MSME ministry आपको कर रहा है. You don't know it because no one told you. Incubation center just needs to do this thing. They need to create ecosystem at the university, at the college, which gives you answers to all the questions. Mentoring, coaching industry hai, but then, sir, I'll tell you the biggest challenge with, rather क्या हुआ है मैं बताता हूँ. COVID में entire coaching industry got collapsed. क्यों मैं बताता हूँ, and each one of you actually can correlate to. हमारे schools, they don't allow me to come inside the gate. वो गेट में बच्चे को छोड़ के निकल जाना है. अंदर क्या हो रहा है मेरे को नहीं पता है. कोविड टाइम, टीचर्स आर टीचिंग ऑनलाइन, पेरेंट्स आर एट होम. पेरेंट्स रियलाइज ये क्या एजुकेशन दे रहे हैं. जूम के थ्रू जब देखा तब ये जिस कोचिंग क्लास में जा रहा है, क्या पढ़ा रहे हैं ये लोग और इसके पैसे दे रहे हैं हम लोग. Was this the thought? To some extent, at least some of you have experienced this, or probably for the students, your parents may have felt this. Entire coaching industry, when it went online, the biggest challenge was that coaching online de rahe. Now you are open to everyone. कब recording हुआ है, कब किसके पास गए, कुछ नहीं पता है, right? HR is saying, are we paying these coaches for giving corporate training? We don't need them. Entire coaching industry, mentoring industry collapsed after COVID because now you are when I'll tell you be it mentoring, coaching, or the manufacturing, or the sales, or the diagnostic kits, the key thing for every business is quality. And that's what, when I said I don't want to be actually a teacher, because I believe my quality of teaching may be compromised because of external factors which I don't want. If there is a quality, definitely people are going to come to take your services. If there is a good quality, continuous. See, I'll tell you, starting a business is easy. You are passionate. You have energy, you have funds, you have people motivating you, right? Incubation centers are helping to, I'm done. Okay. Everyone is supporting you. everyone is happy, नया business start कर रहे हैं, right? Running it successfully for, I would say, and like, you know, when you don't have mentoring, that point of time, running it successfully over a period of time, maintaining the ethics, maintaining the integrity, maintaining the quality is crucial for the success of business. I'll tell you today, after 8 years, I can tell you this, most of my business, okay, comes only through referrals. These are the opportunities wherein we are speaking about our business. Most of the business comes only through referrals. Every week, every month, we are getting newer opportunities. Just for your information, मी लातूरमध्ये बसून, I am having clients in US and Europe. I am earning in US dollars and euros. Whatever, like, you know, so it's through referrals only. That's the best, I would say, marketing. You don't need social media marketing actually for that, right? Digital marketing जो बोलते हैं, okay, I'll tell you where is it failing. Okay, and I think I had some good examples here. This would be the last example I'll discuss, is this one. Why did it fail? जब तक marketing है, sell कर रहे हैं, but at the end it's about the quality of the product that matters. As a teacher, we really know well कि students का mindset, the fundamental learning matters more than how much they score in the exam. Still we are telling them to score well. It's required as a part of your KRA, my KRA as well. Right? The quality, exactly. And as I said, it's about mentoring to, it's just not about, I would say, nurturing it right here. वो baby को grow होने देना है, right? The challenges that I faced in first 2 years are different than the challenges that I am facing now as a business. We are grown. That point of time, no one was willing to work with us. I had interesting stories जहाँ पे Gen Zs or these people or young people left me within a week. Actually, like, you know, we were not, it's a small business. Who likes to work with small businesses? Right, now we have employees like Janvi or Dhanashri. They're there since a year, 2 years or so actually. We are growing. Now my requirements are different. We are, like, you know, we recently had a, like, you know, I would say an intern from one of the premier most institutes in India. Although long back no one was, like, you know, when I started my business, I started in Latur just to create, I would say, because I was comfortable more. I wanted to have more employees there. Unfortunately, I'm not getting good employees there. I had to start, and that's how I have to shuffle between Mumbai and Latur. That's the problem actually. Now at the 36K age, it was easy, 44K age, it's becoming difficult. Problems are different, but can I anticipate it? No. Probably an incubation center who has meant, and see, with most of the incubation centers, the mentors are the business owners, your own students, ex-students, and all who are helping. So with the incubation centers, it's not about business, it's about giving back actually. And when I look at my team, they're just not employees, they're collaborators. They know organization grows, we are growing. Now, initially the challenge was not building the team, getting employees was a challenge. Now we are at a stage where team building or collaboration is probably at some point of time challenge. So all these things cannot be resolved by a single person, and we would need definitely, I would say, look at this, यही चीजें हमने discuss की है, right? The digital marketing का कोई startup हो सकता है, और accounting firm, event management company, some वो movie का like we had discussed in the copyright case, Band Baja Barat, event management company शादियाँ करवाना पसंद है, right? CA firm, legal firm, photography, okay, that's it. Okay, I'm done. I know Gayatri ma'am ने बोल दिया 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, actually I didn't realize कि 1-1.5 घंटा मैंने अभी भी बात किया, but I would be ending my all 4 days sessions on this very wonderful quote, and which is I would say, it's not this workshop that matters. Innovation, IP, startup, entrepreneurship, incubation, these are the continuous activities. A workshop may not do a justice to this actually, firstly, I would say. And with this, I conclude. I, of course, thank SNDT University for not only allowing me to present. I have been, I would say, a vocal speaker. You can check my name, Google karo, मेरा LinkedIn profile पे मेरा phone number है, मेरा phone number, email address, everything is there. You can very easily connect, and I am usually accessible. Vinod sir would disagree on this actually for sure, but I am accessible. Whenever I have time, I call back or WhatsApp पे reply. Yeah, मेरी team actually reply करी. I also wanted to thank PV Polytechnic, especially I'll tell you, for Dhanashri, it was the first session she delivered. I had a confidence. She also is my student actually in patent agent training program. She was my student. Now she has joined us. Now I had a confidence कि ये लोग अच्छे करेंगे. Need a opportunity first, and for giving those opportunities for Janvi, Hasti, as well as I would say Dhanashri as such. Sir, this is a big lesson I am telling you. आप कितने भी बड़े हो, कितना भी आपका expertise है, getting an opportunity is a big problem, and I know the value of it. Also beyond that, they knew the value. That's the reason Dhanashri came all the way from Pune to conduct the lectures. So सुबह 5 बजे निकल के, and unfortunately she reached at 12 midnight actually. But then she knew the significance. As I said, they are the collaborators in my organization rather than employees as such. So thank you so much. It was really nice being with you for last 4 days, I would say, and I'll always be happy to, I would say, connect, to collaborate, to get, I would say, help you with anything that you want as such. And of course, I'm connected with the university, the institute as such, and I'm also open for any questions that I can answer for you for today's session. Thank you.